What's up, guys? This is K-LO, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but welcome back to another episode of Community Kitchen, where we're cooking up the latest and greatest gaming news headlines. And who better to join me today than the money man himself? Aiden, why don't you say what's up?
Hi everybody, welcome to Game Sandwich, where we are releasing this far before GTA 6.
Yes, at a
And it's not going
premium.
to be delayed.
At a premium. And before
Yep.
we get into any of today's news, we'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you guys that are liking these videos, subscribing to Game Sandwich, and if you're new here, do all that, and then join our community Discord. Links to that is in the video description down below. Now, this year in gaming, tail end of last year too, I'm coining it the year of money. And it's money that I am not gaining, it's money I am spending. And this is a topic we've talked at length, at nausea about. Prices in gaming, everything's going up, yada yada yada. But we're also going back into the well of GTA 6 because this has now recently come to light. And this is all coming from Chris Stockman, design director for the first Saints Row game, which is a direct competitor to GTA back in those days, and a recent exclusive interview with Esports Insider. He was potentially asked about Grand Theft Auto 6 and how it could have a $100 price point. I'm going to read you the quote, and then we can kind of have this conversation around what exactly he said. Now, he kicks this off by saying they're the only ones that can get away with it. I don't think it's a rising tide floats all boats kind of thing. I think that there will be a tremendous amount of backlash if anyone switched to $100. Not all games are created equal. I think GTA is the only one who can get away with it, and I hope they do. I really hope it's $100. I think they deserve to be $100. The scope and magnitude of this production deserves that price tag, but not everything is treated equally. It would be a disaster if everyone tried to match them. Now,
Yeah.
what do we think about that? Because
Okay.
I can go off
Can
on
I
this.
be the crazy one that actually kind of agrees with him? And normally, and I will defend myself here. Normally, I am not for like high prices. Normally, I am not like, oh yeah, every like things should be expensive. I generally am on the side of like, hey, make your games cheaper and everything. But for the instance of GTA, I recognize that it has a lot of value to it. And so, like, if you were to tell me, like, for instance, like, if you were to tell me that Borderlands 4 was going to be $100, I would say that is not worth $100 at all.
No.
That isn't worth it in the slightest. You're not getting your money's worth out of that. You're going, like, ultimately, that gaming experience, if I were to put a price tag on that one, I would say, like, the 70 was okay. I'd say more, it's like a $60 product. But for the sake of GTA 6, you know that there's going to be a very lengthy story. 5 had a lengthy story. 5 had such great detail to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you also know that the online is going to last for like ever. Like they're still keeping GTA 5 alive online, and it's been 2 console generations now.
Oh my gosh,
So
yeah.
like think about it like this. Like GTA 6 is coming out. You're going to be playing GTA 6 on the PS6 and possibly even the PlayStation 7.
If there even is hardware by
Yeah.
then,
Yeah, even if there is hardware by then. I mean, maybe we're all going to transcend into a new plane of reality where we
sign me up.
all game with our minds. But anyway, so like think about it like that. You're going to be playing this game for how many years, you know? And so $100, yeah, it is a big upfront cost. I will say that, and I don't think that people are going to be happy about it. I don't necessarily think that Rockstar could even get away with it. I feel like Rockstar, that's like bending the rules a little bit for them and being like, oh yeah, they're pushing the boundary, and they're gonna be like, a lot of people are gonna immediately be like, okay, we're gonna give backlash to this, and they're gonna lose sales because of it. But I definitely think they could get away with it, and I definitely think that at the end of the day, the $100 price tag is going to seem like small in comparison to the amount of value you're going to get out of that game if you're a real fan of GTA, you know?
So, all right. So I want to preface what I'm about to like regurgitate here and just kind of like yap about now. There's going to be points in which I double back or like contradict myself, but that is also showing you the state in which gaming exists right now, where it's like these things happen. I think we all can agree there is that we are all expecting GTA 6 to have this $100 fabled price point. I think that's well agreed upon across gaming, no matter where you go. I don't think there's anyone who's going to say GTA 6 only going to cost like $60 or $70. I don't think we live in that world. I do agree, if everyone switched, there's going to be a lot of backlash. But I also think the term deserve is like they deserve to have that $100 price tag. I don't think that's the term you should be throwing around.
Oh, yeah. So no, you shouldn't be using that terminology and be like, oh, yes, this billion-dollar company deserves that.
No, all right. So, like, Rockstar, for me, consistently has churned out great damn games. Like, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, 4, you know, like, all their DLC. Top of the line stuff, out of everything in gaming, I trust them to stick the landing. But, there's always a but. We live in this world where we've seen a game like Cyberpunk 2077 to go back to, like, as a comparative barometer here. That game released, and that game had all the time in the world to be made. It had all the things going for it. CD Projekt Red, a very good developer. Look at the state that game launched in, and then it took a few years to get them to where they are now, where Cyberpunk 2077 is honestly one of the best games I've ever played in my life. This is where I bring that notion up with GTA 6, where, like, hey, we could do something here with GTA 6, where it has that, it's gonna have a giant, like, not cult following, but, like, cultural moment where, like, everyone's going out and getting GTA 6, they're taking off time from work, like how it used to be in gaming. But we do live in a world where I hope this doesn't happen, but GTA 6 can launch, and then, like, what if it shits the bed, for lack of better terms? Like, what if it launches, and there's bugs that break the game, and there's this, and there's that? Like, again, I don't think Rockstar would churn out that product, but
I mean, they do have a reputation, you know, I mean,
yeah,
for a good quality product here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they do have that, but then there's, like, it's always, like, if I go through surgery, there's not a 0% chance I'm gonna make it, like, I'm gonna die or whatever that analogy is there. Like, there always is a percentage where something could happen. Now, deserves the $100 price tag. You mentioned, like, it's gonna have multiplayer, but it's not gonna have multiplayer up front. Like, it's just gonna be the story. And then
but it's gonna be added for free.
Added for free, but I'm talking about face value. Like, you're just getting the story for X amount of months, and then we all know the story of whenever GTA Online dropped, how, like, horrible it was to get into a server, and then there were all the problems there at the start.
Oh, yeah. There will be problems. Some of you will lose connection, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
I'm willing to hop over you guys to get into this game. Again, scope, magnitude, production. I do think this game has all that. I mean, it's a Rockstar game. They know what they're doing. But also, comparatively speaking, I think a game like Red Dead Redemption 2, beautiful story. The multiplayer, they fumbled the bag because they did not support it. Again, prior history there. I think that game, if you told me if it released at $100, like today, like let's just say Red Dead Redemption 2 drops today, I think that deserves a $100 price tag because of the attention to detail, how beautiful it is, the story, if they support the multiplayer. Like, those things check all the boxes. Then I look back to Clair Obscur Expedition 33 earlier this year. A $40 game, a cheap game. That game is beautiful, and that takes a lot for me to say because it's a game I've never, like, that style of game I'm not into. But again, I think that deserves it because it proved it up front. Great story, combat, everything. They're supporting it with DLC. I think deserve is the term you throw out after release, and then right now you can say like, I think it's gonna be
Yeah.
this and whatever. But I'm gonna pass it to you now. I've been yapping for a while.
No, you're fine. I mean, I just agree with you there. Like, I don't think deserve is really the term you want to use right now to be like, oh, they deserve this, so make it this. It's like you said, it's the term you throw out after the fact. If they make it $90 and the game hits and does amazing, and people find that there's like an absurd level of detail into it, the game, like let's say the main story is I've never beaten the main story of 5. I don't know how long that took. Was it like how many hours was it?
Hours wise, I don't know, but I do know that was a lengthy thing. There's a lot that went into
Right.
it, and
Well, anyway,
yeah,
if you say like, let's say the campaign is a solid like 70-hour campaign or something like that. Let's say it's 80 hours. Then there you go. You already have your money's worth basically just from that.
30 to 35
And
hours to complete.
okay. Okay, so let's call it 50 hours then. I
Yeah,
still think you have your like I still think that you have your value a little bit there because the world's going to be big enough to explore. Then you're also going to get that free multiplayer.
yeah,
And let's say the multiplayer is terrible at launch. I mean, maybe they learned their lesson from 5, maybe they learned exactly how to set it up correctly and everything. So we don't have the issue, but I'm not going to take that chance. Let's say that it fails at launch with the multiplayer, but then 2 weeks later everything's up and running and it's great. you know you're still going to play that multiplayer for, I don't know, like a whole console generation. You're going to be happy with it
yeah,
as long as you liked the multiplayer of 5, that is, because it's
yeah,
going to be like the same thing.
yeah,
There's going to be heists, there's going to be like over the top like dramatics and everything. It's going to be fun you know and like I also think it on the side of like there's people, and I admit like I'm guilty of this, of buying shark cards.
yeah. I've bought a few in my day, so it
Exactly.
happens.
Like I've never gone out of my way to buy like one of the $100 ones,
Yeah,
but I
you want the
mean, come
jet
on, I've
bike?
definitely
You
I've
want the
definitely
jet
spent
bike?
like a solid, I like overall in shark cards I've probably spent like $100.
Yeah, I can admit that openly.
And yeah. And so, really, if I'm willing to just spend $100 in shark cards over time, or like, I'm sure there's probably people who have spent like hundreds
Yeah,
of dollars on shark cards over time. So, like, if like I'm willing to at least spend $100 on shark cards, the game is gonna probably be worth it to me on that front, just to spend $100 on the game itself.
yeah. So like, and I'm gonna go back, and I can't believe I'm the person doing this. Where it's like, I'm a massive Nintendo fan, as a lot of people know. Do I think a game like Mario Kart World deserved that $80, $70 price tag? Absolutely not. Because
I'll take it a step further. Does Pokemon Legends ZA
no,
deserve a $70 price tag? No way
no,
in hell.
no.
No way.
And I
It is
can
a $40 game if I ever seen one.
and I can say that as someone who has Pokemon tattooed on my body, where it's like, I know that experience that I'm gonna get in that game. And again, we've talked about Mario Kart World was the game, at least at that point in time, pushing the medium in a certain direction, where it's like, oh, after this is when all these other games are going to start coming out with this price tag. And he does say that here. Not all games are created equal, but this is a very big, and I'm sure they're having this conversation over at Rockstar. It's like, I do know you're getting premium things within GTA 6, like the radio station that's going to have like a song from The Weeknd or like Pitbull. I don't know. I'm just naming artists. That stuff costs money. And at the end of the day, the bean counters are going to be like, okay, we have this featured song from Pitbull. That equates to like, again, this is not the math, but like an extra $2 tacked on to the initial price tag of the game. That brings us to like 70 bucks or 80. But then we have the DLC coming down the road. We need to support that with money. Okay, add another 15, and then you get to 100 somehow, some way. Again, this isn't how they do it. But
Now, you know what? I'm just gonna throw this in there too. So people are gonna buy Black Ops 6 or Black Ops 7.
yeah,
Okay. Think about it like this, but people are gonna buy that. That's $70 right
Regardless.
there,
Yeah.
or 80. Like I don't know what they're charging for that now. Is it gonna be 70 or 80? Geez, but let's just say it's 70, just for the sake of not looking it up. But already season one,
70.
people are gonna be spending. Okay, okay. Well, season one, people are gonna be spending $30 on like the battle pass, right?
Yeah.
There you go. They're
Probably.
already spending $100 on Call of Duty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If anything, by the end of the year, they're going to be spending over $100 on Call of Duty if they just buy the base game because it's going to be $70 for that game. And then if it's $20 for a battle pass, two battle passes, you're already at $110. You're telling me that that's going to have more value than GTA 6? I think GTA 6 arguably is going to be the better product in the long run. And that's like, take it or leave it with like shooter games. I don't like them, but I can still see the value in them and everything. And like, I can see the value of Call of Duty being like a $60 game. I can. Especially with the multiplayer that you're going to be playing a lot of. But I also just arguably GTA 6 is going to be a better, more in-depth product because you're going to have a really rich campaign that you're going to be able to spend hours playing versus multiplayer where you're just going to be frustrated a lot,
And then this is where I bring in that whole thing of like, we've said it before, but GTA 6 is in the worst possible position it can be. And this is a game that will launch. It'll probably get the 10 out of 10s. It probably will get X, Y, and Z accolades, Game of the Year, blah, blah, blah. But I also think we live in a world where this game is going to be so heavily scrutinized, regardless of what it does. Like, this game can go on and launch in the perfect state. Give us a very compelling story. Give us the multiplayer. Give us everything we wanted as fans. But then there's going to be that loud majority that goes, this game didn't deliver. And this is where I think the whole, not all games are created equal. The grading curve for GTA 6 is so steep and so, like, heavily under this microscope now. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. And then that's where this $100 price tag will heavily come into play as far as sparking conversations of, oh, but you're not able to do this in the game, so, like, what are they really charging you for? Like, that's going to be a conversation I can almost certifiably guarantee we're going to have on this channel post-launch, or, like, I'm going to make a short about because people are complaining about it. That's just the nature of GTA 6, and, like, the reason why it's not so much talked about for Call of Duty is because Call of Duty is just gonna exist whether you like it or not. Like, that's just the thing. But
Yeah.
GTA 6, again, there's a different grading curve here, and then I just want to see how the launch goes. Like, that will be the thing that dictates whether or not the deserved word comes into play. Like, then we'll discuss it there.
Yeah, no, like I agree with you there. And also just for the sake of it too, like I want to point out, like I think that GTA 6 is also one of those games that like it could launch at a $60 price tag. It's not going to. I'm not going to say
It very well
it's going to by any means. But it's one of those games that very well could, and just by the number of sales it's going to get would still be profitable.
Oh, without
Because
a doubt.
I mean, GTA 5 has sold I don't even know how many copies at $60, and it was way more than profitable. So just think about it like that. I mean, they could launch it at $60. They could. And I would admire them greatly if they actually did choose to go the like cheaper route and be like, oh, okay, we're gonna launch it at 60 because we know that the number of sales we're going to get is going to eclipse every other like franchise in existence.
That would be fish in a barrel for them. And Insider Gaming, real quick, says here it was predicted in July that GTA 6 will make an eye-watering $7 billion within 2 months, whenever this game releases in May of 2026. Again, making it the fastest selling game in history, surpass any metric that we've ever known. And it's like, now we're at that point.
GTA 5 sold over 215 million copies. So there you go.
Yeah, and it's like now everyone knows what that game is. Everyone knows GTA, and like this is the next entry. It's been 15 years, maybe. I don't know. But like everyone knows this game is coming. And yeah, it's going to be that thing where like you thought the Switch 2 and like the Mario Kart World craze was insane. This is gonna be like AD versus BC, where it's like before GTA 6 and then the timeline after GTA 6,
Oh yeah.
because then you're gonna see companies go like, well, hey, that happened over here. What if like we do something like it? What if we go to $90, or what if we go to 85?
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be the thing.
And
That's gonna
and
be 100%
also
be a
for
thing.
reference here, GTA 5 also within the first 3 days of its launch made over $1 billion.
Yeah, like it's
It
gonna
was
make money.
over 1 billion with a B here, people, in 3 days. So guaranteed, and that was launching at $60.
Yeah,
That's what that was. So imagine if GTA 6 launches $60. Guaranteed, it's making at least over $1 billion in the first 3 days. So it could still be profitable even with that.
yeah, yeah,
So, like, while I'm not going to be like, oh my God, that's absolutely crazy and like freak out if it's $100, because like at this point, I'm kind of expecting it. But that doesn't mean I agree with it.
yes,
I just think, that if anything kind of like is going to be worth it, it's going to be that. But also, I think that they could launch at the lower spectrum here, give people what they want, which is like, a lower price game and all of this, and be like, hey, they could really flex. And I think that would be the biggest flex, really, is if they went, oh, hey, we're going to be $60. And then they're just going to be like, bam, we're flexing this because we're selling so much
yeah.
that us launching at a lower price tag didn't even matter.
They can launch at 70, and then they'll be like, yeah, but we know day one of multiplayer, like you were saying with shark cards or whatever the currency's gonna be, people are gonna buy the crap out of those things. Like they are gonna just like
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see if there's ever like a thing at Rockstar where it's like, all right, like servers are live, and then if there's like a little chart that measures transactions to shark cards or whatever that currency's gonna be, like how fast that line just shoots up to the sky because people want to buy the apartment, or they're gonna want to buy a house or
Oh,
a
yeah.
car.
And they don't want to have to go out of their way to, like, to farm for the money or anything.
Yeah, so like there's gonna be those people, and like again, GTA 6, for all that it's worth, is going to be a moment in gaming that changes it forever. Like there will be, and like I hate to get behind something so early without knowing much. We haven't even seen gameplay for this game, and here we are talking about $100 price tags and what it's gonna do to gaming. That is the power this game has over everything. Like it's just not. People are moving their games out of the way to like let this thing launch and like breathe and whatever. Like
Yeah.
this is what it is, and again, I just can't wait to see how it launches.
Yeah, I'm excited honestly to see the launch because like I just want to like kind of fast forward time just to see how chaotic this launch gets.
Yeah,
Is it something that like ultimately breaks the country because so many people skip work?
it's
Make
gonna.
it National GTA Day?
No, like this is gonna be the Pokemon Go summer. Like this is gonna be the thing that everyone takes off of work and everyone does this. But then we live in the world like, all right, May comes around, game launches. There's gonna be a split. There's gonna be a timeline split where it's like game launches and like everything's happy and well and we're off to the races. Game launches and then it launches in a buggy state. I mean, we've seen what Hollow Knight Silk Song did to the Nintendo eShop and all that stuff, and not to just downplay Hollow Knight Silk Song, but that's Hollow Knight Silk Song. That is not GTA 6. If that game can break the eShop and all that, what the hell is this game gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we
Oh
live in.
yeah.
Like, it's gonna be madness. It's gonna be madness, like, everywhere.
Yeah, no, it it for sure is going to be. And like honestly, like I said, I'm excited just to see what happens and I want to see like, oh, everybody takes off work. Everybody stays home. People skip school and everything. And then like we hear about it on the news where it's like, "Oh yeah, there's like a labor shortage and stuff in the
Oh,
country." Like I would just be laughing.
yeah. This is gonna be a big moment. Like, this is where it transcends gaming and goes into the mainstream, like actual like pop culture and like impacts on society. This game's gonna do it. But I want to pass it now, for the sake of rambling, I want to pass it off to the community here. Does it deserve? Did it earn a $100 price tag? And again, I want to preface the point. We have yet to see actual gameplay. Just a thing.
Yeah, save that for the Game Awards this year.
Hey, I wouldn't doubt it. I actually think that's going to happen. But let us know what you think about this, because $100, it's a steep price tag. But as for this episode of Community Kitchen, we hope you guys enjoyed. If you want more gaming content just like this, keep it locked to Game Sandwich for all your gaming news, rumors, and reviews. But as of right now, I've been K-LO, joined by Aden, and we'll see you guys next time.
I wish I was worth $100.
If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.